my name is Matyas Fulop. I'm working with a company called Fast Response Co. I'm Australian originally, but I've been here in Vietnam for 2 years.
Oh, so why did you choose to come to Vietnam?
Oh, long story. So I lived in Australia for 23 years, and I started getting a little bit bored with my life, and I decided to try something totally different. And basically my choices were either Bangkok, Manila or Saigon. And I'd visited Vietnam many times, and I decided Saigon was where I wanted to try. So I basically just sold everything, packed up everything, and moved here 2 years ago.
So can you explain what is Fast Response and what is the main responsibility of that project?
Sure. So Fast Response is a company between myself and my business partner John Burdsall. John invented a machine about 7 or 8 years ago which filters water. And because of his competing priorities, his other priorities, he hasn't had time or energy to develop it and to grow it and to make it as big as it should be. But the machine, as you've seen during my demonstration, is very effective in filtering water. So the job of Fast Response is essentially to build these machines and then work with charities to deploy the machines to communities that need clean water or need water filtration specifically.
So can you explain that? How do the machines work?
We've got the machine, there's a hose hanging out of it. You put the hose into water, there's a hand pump on it. It can work with an electric pump, but then you need electricity. As you pump, it fills up the tanks, they do the filtration, and then clean water comes out the other side.
Oh, so is there anything unique inside the machines that can help to clean the water?
Absolutely, of course there is. So the design of the machine itself is in a way that cleans the water, and then the filtration system inside that is a specific type to be able to filter basically a lot of impurities out of water. I'm not going to say everything, but it filters out a huge amount of impurities out of the dirty water. So basically, the testing that we do, that we've done in the past is we've got the Saigon River in the background. We've drawn water from that and tested that, and then we've put that same water through the machine, and so we've tested the filtered Saigon River water before and after. And so essentially the test results show that it's incredibly effective. I mean, as you can see in the foreground, so Saigon River water obviously, and then the filtered water there.
After being cleaned, is it water drinkable?
The test results say that it is drinkable, but this is the beginning of our project. So I can't say, especially not on camera, I can't say that it's drinkable and that's you will have no problems guaranteed. I would still boil that, but actually because the Saigon River is so incredibly dirty, I would probably still not really be excited about drinking it. But if I had no other choice, like many communities do, I would absolutely drink that. Absolutely. I've actually had this once or twice already, and I'm still alive. So.
Why did you choose to clean water for other poor communities?
Well, I have access to clean water. So for me, it's not a problem. But for many people in communities and many people around the world, access to clean water is a huge problem. Just because it's not a problem for me doesn't mean that it's not a problem that's worth fixing.
So what will happen once one community receives your machines?
So once we install a machine into the community, we will ask our charity partner to do some reporting and take some water samples from that community. We will then take the water samples and do testing with our partners at SGS who do the water testing for us, and we will make sure that the water quality is good every step of the way. So we're planning on doing it every month for 6 months to do the testing to make sure that the water quality is good. The second thing that we would like to do is provide some information to our corporate sponsors who are paying for the machine. So they also need to know that the money that they are investing in these is having a positive effect. So what we would like to do is some photos and some case studies, so some stories about the people who we're helping in these communities. The third thing is there also needs to be a little bit of maintenance to flush the tubes, as well as tell us how many litres are being put through the machine. It's all pretty simple stuff, but if we don't do these things, then the companies don't support us. And then we can't give them for free to communities that can't afford them anyway. So very important that we get these things every month reliably from our charity partner. So that's why also we need to be careful about which charity partner we partner with.
So based on what conditions that you choose the charities or the communities to give your machines?
So there's 2 or 3 things that we look for. One of them is the capacity of the machine. The machine can supply about between 1 to 2,000 people continuously for 1 to 2 years. So the lifetime of the machine is 2 million liters. So if we have a community of 1,000 people, we can supply them with drinking water for 2 years. So one of the things that we look for is the community has to be big enough to take advantage of the machine. The second thing is currently they have to be drinking unfiltered or untreated water. You know, if they're drinking La Vie right now, we don't want to replace that. You know, they don't need the machine. We're talking about communities, for example, in the countryside or in disaster situations especially, who have no choice but to drink unfiltered dirty water. They're the people that we want to help because they need it the most.